Comic book heroes have been showing up on movie screens pretty regularly of late, and our man in Hollywood, Jim Brown, says it's a trend that is likely to continue.
Abner, little Abner, every gal in town is after little Abner, poor Abner.
You're Dick Tracy, aren't you?
Yes?
I'm just an orphan. Someday I'm going to be a G-man, too.
What kind of name is that anyway? Popeye. Pretty strange.
What kind of name is olive oil? Sounds like some kind of lubricant.
What do all these movies have in common? Well, their heroes were incubated in ink rather than celluloid. Because since the early days of sound, comic book heroes and the movies have meant big business.
It's not surprising that the movies, since their inception, have robbed the comic books of their heroes. Few characters in literature had endured as well as the fantasy figures from pulp literature. And nothing seems to diminish the popularity of comic books and comic book heroes.
This is Killer Kane's ship. They think we're an enemy.
Comic book heroes were born in the Depression when the idea of invincibility had special appeal. One of the creators of popular comics, including Spider-Man and Captain Victory, is Jack Kirby. He says nothing's changed.
We've always needed them. We've always had them. Tarzan of the Apes is a superhero. Captain Victory is a superhero. Samson, Hercules, Thor were superheroes. We all have our personal heroes. I think that's good for us. I think it balances life. It gives us the kind of balance we need. If we had reality all the time, I don't think we could take it.
If in the past the movies looted the comics for characters, today's most successful filmmakers, many of them raised on those comics, are returning the favor. 3 of the 4 most popular films of all time are now available in comic book form.
Star Wars and the rest of them were generated from the comic books. I think that the comic books were waiting for someone to generate them into a more dramatic showcase.
What comic books gave to a movie maker such as Steven Spielberg was a specialized sense of the heroic.
More things happen to heroes in 1 2-hour movie than happens to 100,000 people in all of their combined lifetimes. And that's just the state of the art in the motion picture business. That you're able to take all those frustrations. Gee, I want to be this, and if I hadn't done this in my life, I could have been this person. You take all those fantasies, and you put them all together in a big melting pot, and you say, this is my view of the world. And these are my fantasies I've always had about what I've wanted to become. Now, you be that person.
In fact, the relationship between pulp and film is now so profitable, publishers are insisting all newly created comic book heroes have star potential.
Publisher wants it all. I hate to say this, but it's true. The creative people are on a certain plane, and the publisher is on a certain plane. He lives with his lawyers and accountants, and he says, well, let's get toys out of this. Let's get films out of this. Let's get sweaters out of this. And he's only adhering to a commercial generation.
Despite this, the gamble of bringing comic book heroes to the screen does not always pay off. For every Superman,
General, would you care to step outside?
there is also a legend of the Lone Ranger. Still, film producers court the comics, and publishers don't want to be left out of the party. For today, Jim Brown, NBC News, Hollywood.
That's that!
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC, or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.